It's Virus Syndicate! What up, Nawtysteppers? It's Connor Whitmore here again with another review for you on the Nawtystep channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the new EP from Virus Syndicate, released on Disciple Records, Sick Gang. This is the latest collection of tracks from Manchester collective Virus Syndicate. Fronted by MCs Nika D and JSD, around since the mid-2000s, and having released multiple albums and EPs in that time, including tracks they are perhaps most famous for, like Rags, Psychopath, Like This with Schism, and then more recently big hitting numbers such as Show Up with Virtual Riot and 93 Style with Ivory. Working for a wide array of labels in the process, but recently becoming a part of the Disciple family. And Sick Gang has undoubtedly been one of the more hyped up releases of recent times from the imprint. Not only because the focal point of the EP is its vocal aspect as opposed to its heaviness, but also because it has been rumoured and talked about for quite a while now, and so finally here we have it. Now I say the focal point is its vocal aspect, yet upon encountering Sick Gang, I still wasn't entirely sure of how the 4 tracks would pan out. How much vocal and instrumental there would be overall, the dynamic between them, etc. But it definitely has its formula, and I must say that works for the project as a whole. This structure is pretty straightforward: verse, build, drop, verse, build, drop, with a few double drops littered in there, but this allows the listener to understand the dynamic between vocal and instrumental better, basically because it's repeated. Does make for a change in terms of reviewing it, what with it ultimately being a Virus Syndicate EP. So I'm just gonna go in depth on a couple of standout lyrics from the duo here, addressing the heaviest moments, but not quite as much, which is fine because fittingly, the heavy stuff here isn't massively ambitious or complex, but that's exactly how it should be, providing more space for Virus Syndicate to really strut their stuff, which they do. For example, on the opener Gang Shit with Virtual Riot and Dion Timmer. As we know from Show Up, the duo are brilliant at knowing exactly when to repeat specific words, giving the listener something to hang on to. On Gang Shit, the repetition of those very words in the builds is perfect for getting us hyped up for the drops. My favourite lyric on the track, however, absolutely bar none, is "I'm trying to find meaning, see more life than semen." I mean, fucking hell. Well played, mate. Oh, it's brilliant because it's such a serious moment in the track. But that lyric, whenever I hear it, it just throws me completely westwards. I mean, Genius have spelt it the other way, but surely that's wrong. I mean, the nut version makes way more sense. And if I'm right, then that is downright sensational. Something quite considered and wholesome suddenly becomes quite crude, and it's very well done. I like how alive the drops are here as well. Really nice purpose to them, and the colourful main synths are layered over really well. The progressions are good here also, those fat, drill-like sounds with a nice dynamic between everything on show. Which also makes the lyric at the start of "bassline like a drill in your eye" very relevant. I mean, that's exactly what it's like. Following on from that, we have Juice with Bandles, where the electric vibe of the introduction supports the vocal really, really well. My favourite lyric here being, "I'm on the roof with a bottle of proof, spitting the truth." I just love that image of bottling proof. I like the winding nature of the drops, and also how the double drops are clearly just wilder mutations of the original ones, with much more going on. But I do think the percussion needs sharpening to give the drops more of a snap, would really elevate them to another level. I do love that SpongeBob sample before the second drop though. In the title track alongside Ivory, I really like its lyrical instinct, spit so sick, leave lyrical imprints. Fuck me. Just love the imagery on that. The spit from him spitting lyrics is burning words into the ground. But my favourite here, and potentially on the whole EP, would have to be days in the lab trying to batch a green, we grab to see mould like plasticine. Oh, fuck me, the wordplay! Again, lots of imagery going on, but it's just very clever, I think. A real inversion of the general understandings that we have of all of those words. The repetition of the puking noises in the builds really reinforces the general theme of the EP as well, which is really good. Drop-wise, I'm appreciating the general force of the dubstep, has a mighty feel to it, the swing of it gets you going, but the overlaying synths all feel a bit directionless and not genuine, bit of an off feel to them, not entirely sure of themselves. Yeah, so do you see what I mean? Slightly jarring feel in their presentation. Last on the listing is Head Top with Company, who they have already collaborated with to pretty good effect. Let me just start by saying how much I enjoy the way they say company in their Mancunian accents. Company! It's Virus Syndicate. I love it! I love it! The opening has potentially my favourite flows on the whole EP, works great over the spooky, alluring instrumental. Favourite lyric here is definitely, man wanna jump on dubstep, try get big off the scene, but we've been big in the game since Rusko came, what the fuck do you mean? Not 100% sure what's being said here, but it seems like they're saying, you can't rival us with what we're doing, we've been here from the very beginning, and that would be completely fair. It's not just the lyrics themselves though, I mean it's the way they present them as well. Let's have a listen. Ah! So naughty! The dubstep is very, very classic Company, with a load of growls, reverb, beastly sound, percussion, which again could do with a bit of sharpening. Second drop I much prefer to the first though, nice swing and bounce to it, glides along infectiously. Overall though, I find Sick Gang to be a solid project that demonstrates well what Virus Syndicate are best at. Moments where I definitely think they could have gone deeper with the cleverness and imagery of their lyrics, if you will, but a lot of what they're great at is about flow and rhythm and general hype as well, the balance of which I think they get spot on for pretty much the whole EP. Barring a couple of questionable lines here and there, I wouldn't say there's anything overtly bad from them either. I find the rhyming to be pretty on point, both at the end of lines and within lines as well, which is pretty cool. Also got a selection of producers with very identifiable styles, which is great for having 4 distinct, separate approaches to rap over. Not sure I feel the full bite of their delivery enough, like in Show Up or Know About Me, but that's cause they had to make a big impression in short moments on those tracks. On Sick Gang, there's a bigger sense of ownership with them, which I enjoy as it means there's more of their voices available, which is a very welcome change. Perhaps a couple of the instrumentals could have been more expansive, but then the vocals wouldn't have had center stage, and that's what's needed here. And fundamentally, it shows them once again to be at the very top of the dubstep rap game right now, maybe even rap in bass music generally. The flows are maddening, their pronunciation and articulation is compelling, just about enough mind-bending imagery going on, and it's a very good example of how well dubstep and rap can work together. And really, that's all you need from this EP. It's fantastic also to see them once again on such a big label, with such big producers. They've worked their way up, and this is a sign that they will keep on going. Which, at the end of the day, is very important for dubstep, showing how the genre can be appreciated in different ways. I wouldn't say it's the best I've heard from them by any stretch, but it's a definite reminder that no one really comes close to them when it comes to doing what they do. Now, in terms of my favourite on the EP, I think I would have to go with the opener, Gang Shit. Has some of my favourite lyrics on the EP, and as much as I don't want to make this a massive part of my critique, I would have to say the drops here are my favourites on the EP as well. And in terms of recommendations, if you enjoyed the EP, then I would look at past Virus Syndicate material, but also if you like rappers in dubstep generally, my personal recommendations would be Foreign Beggars, Armani Rain, and Splitbreed. And so there we have it, guys, for my thoughts on Virus Syndicate's new EP, Sick Gang. What did you guys make of it? Do you have a favourite track of the 4? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, then be sure to give it a big old thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell along the way if you're yet to, social media accounts in the description box down below. If you're looking for some other Disciple related videos on the channel, they will be linked right here. And lastly, if it's naughty, then you know, guys. So be sure, as always, to keep it naughty and stay safe. And I shall see all of you legends in the next one. Peace out.